Gaming has always been about choice. For years, Xbox and PlayStation stood on opposite sides of the battlefield, each holding on to their exclusives like trophies. Xbox had Halo, Gears of War, Forza, Fable, while PlayStation had God of War, Uncharted, Spider-Man, and The Last of Us. But times have changed. Microsoft now embraces sharing some of its biggest titles with the wider gaming community, meaning PlayStation players are finally getting a taste of what they've been missing. Today, we're breaking down 10 legendary Xbox exclusives making their way to PlayStation in 2025, games that every PlayStation gamer should not only try, but truly experience. We'll talk about what makes them special, how they play, and why they're worth your time now more than ever. Grab your controller, sit back, and let's dive in. One, Forza Horizon 5 Open Road Festival Play. Forza Horizon 5 is not just a racing game, it's a festival where driving is the activity and the map is the playground. On PS5, the immediate difference is how the world breathes under the hood. You'll spend most of your time switching between solo crews, arcade events, and community challenges. Driving itself rewards small inputs, throttle control into corners, subtle countersteer, and using the landscape to set up long drifts. The game is forgiving, but deep. Try event playlists to build cash and then spend it on tuning. A light suspension change or tire swap changes handling dramatically. Why play it on PS5? Because the faster SSD and DualSense feedback makes speed feel tactile. Haptics give weight to gear shifts and road texture. It's worth playing for the joy of moving through beautiful open environments and for the social event loop, where new challenges mean there is always a reason to jump back in. 2. Gears of War Reloaded Cover Shooter Roots. Gears of War Reloaded is a reminder of why cover shooters became a staple. You play tight set-piece encounters that favor positioning, timing, and teamwork. On PS5, this is a pure mechanical experience, moving from cover to cover, executing blind firing and timing bayonet or chainsaw kills all feel crisp with low latency. The campaign is playable solo with AI or in co-op, which is where the game shines. Coordinated flanks, suppressing fire, and revives matter. If you like cinematic combat, the checkpoints are well placed so you can savor tough encounters without endless repetition. Why it's worth your time on PlayStation? Reloaded cleans the visuals and smooths the frame rate while preserving the heavy weapon feel. If your thing is tactical, satisfying gunplay that rewards good positioning and timing, this is the one to try.
Looks like they upgraded. Your baby. Let's do this.
3. Senua Saga Hellblade 2 Focus Narrative and Sensory Design. Senua Saga is less about open systems and more about presence. You play tight, cinematic sections where sound, performance capture, and world design drive every beat. The combat is deliberate, parry, move, and punish, but the main draw is the sensory narrative. On PS5, the game benefits from clearer performance audio and more stable frame pacing, which matters because so much of the story is delivered through voice and atmosphere. Play it with a good headset. How you play? Follow environmental cues, engage in a handful of combat set pieces, and make dialogue choices that push the story forward. Why revisit or play now? Because it's a short, intense experience that nails mood and performance. If you want a single sitting that stays with you, Senua Saga delivers cinematic craft that feels designed for modern consoles.
He can smell your fear. It knows our name. How does it know our name?
To risk your own life for what you believe is your sacrifice to make. To lead others to death.
4. S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 Heart of Chornobyl Emergent Survival Tension. S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 is about careful exploration and improvisation. You move through dangerous zones where anomalies, radiation, and rival factions force ad hoc decisions. Playstyle is cautious. Scavenge for supplies, weigh risk versus reward, and sneaker fight depending on your loadout and environment. On PS5, expect more consistent performance and DualSense cues that help with immersion, weapon recoil, environmental hazards, and tense footsteps. The game is worth trying because the world itself is the opponent. It punishes careless play and rewards smart thinking. If you like slow burn tension, the emergent encounters, an AI patrol turning into an ambush, or a trap field you barely spot are some of the most satisfying moments in modern survival design. It's not a sprint, it's a series of choices you'll remember.
Ну не знаю. Между аномалией и маслиной я уже лучше пулю выберу.
Five, The Outer Worlds 2, reactive RPG with sharper systems. The Outer Worlds 2 picks up where Obsidian's first game left off. Player choice is the engine. You approach missions your way: stealth, charm, guns blazing, or weird engineering. The PS5 experience means faster load times for quick replays and smoother transitions between quests. How you play? Build a character to match your approach, recruit companions who complement your methods, and then exploit environment and conversation to avoid or reshape fights. Why try now? Because this is an RPG that rewards imagination. The world reacts to your choices in small but meaningful ways. If you enjoy branching dialogue, moral ambiguity, and systems that let you solve problems creatively, this sequel tightens the RPG loop and gives you a lot of player agency on modern consoles.
And there should be lens flares. Now we see our hero. But only their silhouette, because the developers haven't finished the design, or finished the story, or finished any gameplay that's actually ready to show. In fact, the only thing...
6. Doom: The Dark Ages, aggressive single-player shooter. Doom: The Dark Ages rethinks the franchise in a high-intensity, movement-first package. Expect fast strafing, aggressive momentum, and brutal weapon combos. The way you play is simple and visceral. Keep moving, chain weapon switches, and use the environment to avoid being pinned down. On PS5, the responsiveness and frame stability make the combat sing. Every dodge feels immediate, and every kill feed keeps momentum high. Why play it on PlayStation? If you want a stress-free but intense single-player spike, Doom provides immediate feedback loops where skill and speed are rewarded. It's worth your time if you like mechanical shooters that ask you to be both precise and reckless. Seven, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, cinematic exploration. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is a story-first adventure that leans on puzzle solving and set-piece exploration. You play as an explorer solving environmental puzzles, uncovering artifacts, and moving through cinematic set pieces. The pacing is deliberate, slow pacing around discovery, then bursts of traversal or escape. On PS5, the benefit is in presentation: smoother animations, crisp audio for clues and dialogue, and DualSense touches for tactile feedback. Why play it? Because it scratches the globe-trotting itch with modern production values. It's less about complex systems and more about staged excitement and discovery. If you enjoy narrative adventure with well-crafted moments, this is a satisfying single-player trip.
You don't know its power. I am the one unlocking its tooth. Indiana Jones. I have missed our conversations.
That makes one of us.
Where's my hat?
He's here.
8. The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, remastered exploration and quest design. Oblivion Remastered brings an older classic into modern clarity. Gameplay is the classic Bethesda blend: open exploration, varied quest hooks, and character customization that actually matters. How you play? Wander the world, join guilds, tackle Radiant quests, or follow the main story. The remaster smooths visuals and fixes modern QoL so the loop of exploration feels fresher. Why it's worth revisiting on PS5? Because Oblivion's quest design has a unique charm. The small, strange quests you stumble across often beat the most polished modern fetches in terms of personality. If you want a sandbox that still surprises, Oblivion's remaster gives you that sense of discovery with modern performance.
This is only the beginning.
worse is yet to come. Looks clear. A trap!
The time of cleansing draws nigh.
9. Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, Strategy on Console. Age of Empires 2 DE on PS5 is about scale and decision-making. The core loop is building economy, managing tech, and staging battles. Playing on console means rethinking controls. The UI is adapted, and the game supports controller play comfortably. How you play? Plan your build order, scout early, and decide when to push or turtle. The reason to try it on PlayStation is simple. RTS on console is rare, and this is a polished, approachable version of a historic strategy title. For strategy fans, it's a portable way to run campaigns and jump into multiplayer. For learners, the sandbox and AI skirmishes are a good place to practice macro and micro without needing a mouse.
Start the game already!
10. High on Life 2. Weird, inventive single player. High on Life 2 doubles down on personality and weird weapon design. You play through levels with living guns and punchy combat, but the real joy is in the comedic world building and bizarre set pieces. How you play? Experiment with weapon abilities, use them to solve traversal puzzles, and follow a comedic forward narrative. On PS5, the game's performance makes creative weapons feel smooth, and haptic feedback adds a comedic punch to each ridiculous weapon firing. Why is it worth trying? Because it's a palate cleanser, a game that values weird ideas and executes them with mechanical clarity. If you want something playful and immediate that doesn't take itself too seriously, High on Life 2 is a refreshing option. That's the 10 Xbox and Microsoft published games worth trying on PlayStation right now. Each one brings a different kind of value: narrative craft, mechanical satisfaction, or systems that reward creativity. Which one are you trying on PS5 first? Drop your pick in the comments and tell me whether you want a deep dive into DualSense settings, best edition, or how to bridge cross-play communities. This is NoRTX Gamer. Thanks for watching.